Sometimes the best way to know something deeply is to begin as if you never knew it at all. You know, there's a strange thing about not knowing, because not knowing opens the door. A door that swings inward, outward, everywhere at once. And just behind that door, a realization waits. There may be everything you believed about being socially awkward, or simply a story that you learned to tell yourself. And if you ever learned to tell that story, you can learn to tell a better one now. Or not even tell it, just live it. Let it write itself through you. Because you're beginning to discover that underdeveloped social skills, they were never the problem. They were the pause before the transformation, the inhale before the voice, the silence before the symphony. Maybe the part of you that used to hesitate, used to say, I don't know what to say, was only waiting for you to install a new way of being, one that doesn't try to connect, but simply remembers how natural connection really is. So imagine this a child watching others laugh, fingers twitching to join in. But something stops them, a whisper maybe, an old belief, a voice inside. They don't want you here. What if that voice wasn't yours? What if it never was? And just imagine how it feels to finally set that voice down, to trade it in for a new one, smoother, stronger, wiser. They've been waiting for you to show up. Now your breath deepens, your posture rises, your energy begins to broadcast certainty, warmth, that rare, radiant pull of presence. Not because you force it, but because it was always there. You're not broken, you're just upgrading. People crave your authenticity, not your perfection. The meaning of your communication is the connection you create. Let's try something else. A man once said, social fear is just charisma waiting to be remembered. Like a phoenix wrapped in hesitation, ashes that are just pre-flight wings. Maybe the part of you that felt awkward wasn't broken, just beautifully incomplete. Because everything is a pattern, and every pattern is changeable, and change doesn't need to be forced, just accessed. So now, your unconscious mind can begin to sort, reorganize, realign all those old scripts, the ones that said don't speak, play small, better stay safe, into new operating code like this. If uncertainty, then breed confidence. If isolation, then initiate connection. If old identity is shy, return null, install magnetic presence. Funny how simply a system can shift when you stop trying to be someone and just return to who you really are. And just as easily, you begin to embody the beliefs that presence is your default, charisma flows where your focus goes. People respond not to your words, but to the energy you carry. Certainty shapes reality. And here's something you never learned, but always knew. Charisma is listening with your soul. Confidence is letting silence speak. Connection begins in the moment you stop performing. Remember a time you felt safe. Remember a time someone really saw you. That feeling, that resonance. That's what you give now. When someone looks at you, their unconscious mind receives a message. This person is safe, is grounded, is powerfully present. Because all those things that once felt like awkwardness, they're really just misplaced energy. Raw fuel for deeper connection. So now, speak and let your voice carry the storm. Smile and melt walls like spring sun on winter glass. Stand tall, because confidence isn't arrogance. It's remembering who you are when you stop pretending. Now look back for a moment to that shy self and whisper gently, thank you. I don't need to hide anymore. And they smile, they fade, they evolve. And maybe, just maybe, you've already begun to forget what it was like to ever feel unsure around others. Because from now on, you're the signal in the noise. You're the rhythm that reshapes the room. You're the example others calibrate to, not because you try, because it's already done. You don't rehearse now, you respond. You don't perform now, you flow. You don't avoid now, you arrive. So go ahead. Let your unconscious mind now install every belief that you've heard, as if they're always yours. Because in a way, They always were. You're not learning this now, you're remembering it. And every interaction from now forward will prove it.